I think that all people, all companies, heads should give a memorandum to all the talent. Guys, pay attention to the product. This is what we're doing in the main event. This is what Chris Jericho's doing. This is what Randy Orton is doing. If they're doing it, you don't.
Two things that are different in the pro wrestling business right now. Number one, there's no McMahon. There's a son-in-law, but there's no McMahon involved in WWE. I, for one, never thought that would happen. What's your take on this?
I believe that there's seasons for everything. And eventually we're all going to be away from the business, one way or the other. I mean, if you don't, either by being, passing away or, just the fact you retire or you get fired or you accidentally separate or whatever it is. There's always going to be a exodus, and I think it was time for there to be that exodus. Don't mean that
I never thought I'd see WWE without a McMahon involved. That was quite shocking to me that it's running without his power. Do you see a change in the product since he's gone? Since I know, you're still with Busted Open and you still keep a keen eye on everything here. You watch the shows. What kind of different flavor does WWE have to you now?
I think just the players, just the talent is the only difference. I always say that I play favorites. I don't treat everybody the same. And I think that was always the case in pro wrestling. The ownership took a premium on big guys. I want to see some big, giant, 6'6", 300-pound guys. That's not necessarily the case anymore. And that's the only difference that I see is it's a business where the smaller guy or girl can get the love now that they probably thought they deserved all along.
Yeah. With the smaller talent now, sometimes when I'm watching, and I love the business, but I'm seeing the smaller talent being very repetitive in one, where it used to be one guy would do a jump over the top rope onto the three guys on the floor there, and nobody else did that. Now it seems like everybody's doing it. AEW is a perfect example of that, where so many matches with the lighter guys are the same thing. Tell me your opinion on that, Mark.
My opinion is everybody is entitled to do whatever they like, but you have to pay respect to who's in the main event. And if the guy in the main event does it, then you don't do it. If he gives you the green light, hey, go ahead, I'm not doing that, then it's on you. But you just have to be able to lead from the front. And I think that all companies, heads should give a memorandum to all the talent. Guys, pay attention to the product. This is what we're doing in the main event. This is what Chris Jericho's doing. This is what Randy Orton is doing. If they're doing it, you don't. That's simple.
That was always the rule back then, because back in the days when I was growing up, if Buddy Rogers or Ric Flair or somebody did the figure four, none of the other matches had the figure four in it.
Right, and that's simple. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Check out BrainBuster, the daily quiz that tests your WWE knowledge with winning streaks, stats, and more. It's time to see if you're up for the challenge.
If, this is hypothetical, Mark Henry decides, in the best shape of my life, I'm going to have one more retirement match, and I can pick anybody, out there in pro wrestling to have that one last match, who would that be?
Man, I've never really put any thought into it.
Yeah. But look at the whole field of WWE and AEW and Ring of Honor. And
there's so many people I like, but my body will not hold up to working with the people that I like watching. The people that I look at and go, wow, they're superior to everybody else. The Randy Ortons, the Nick Nimitz, the Finn Balor's, the Takestas, and Will Ospreay's and Swerve of the world. My body wouldn't hold up to trying to work with them.
I'm saying if you were back in your prime days and you were going to do that, who would that opponent be? The one match you never had, let's say, against a current person, that would have been your dream match.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, since it's hypothetical, I mean, I would say Andre the Giant. Just the thought of walking to the ring and seeing Andre in the ring, or being in the ring and seeing Andre come to the ring. That excites me. It makes me go like, this is about to be a war.
Yeah.
And I've wrestled a lot of big guys, Khali and Big Show, and all the giants. Anybody that was 7 feet and a giant, I've touched them in the modern. And I would think that it would be even more difficult to be in there with Andre.
You see, by the way, that picture of me in there with Andre?
My vision is bad.
There's a picture of me with Andre. I was very good friends. He never wrestled me, though. He was always scared to get in the ring with me.
Right.
He wanted my office championship. Some of the people today that are around that I'd love to get your impression of, almost like a scouting report of like strengths and weaknesses of people. You mentioned Will Ospreay. I had never really seen a lot of what he did, and I'm amazed at his ring work, his personality. Tell us what you see in him, strengths, weaknesses.
I think as a strength, his storytelling to his ability is awesome. He knows what he can do, and he knows how to get to it, and he knows how to get around it. Like, just a brilliant worker, great personality, spirit. Like, he's not an that I take a lot of I have a lot of respect for the people that could be but they're not. If anybody could be, a piece of trash, it's him. He that talented, but he's not. And that means a lot to me.
What, do you see any downside in him at all? Any weakness?
I think that he's so good that he shouldn't have as many competitive matches. It's saying that other people are his equal, and they're not.
Right.
Like, you got your bell cow like your bell cow.
Explain that. I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
If I own a company and I'm pushing Will Ospreay to be the man in my company, he's going to have some damn 3-minute matches.
Okay,
He's going
good.
to have 5-minute matches with some really good guys, but they can't hold a candle to him.
Right, right. Totally understood. Totally
He's
understood.
look like what he is, which is $1 million.
So now,
And I don't feel like he's any different than he has too many 50-50 matches. And I'm not telling him to go and be an arrogant, overbearing prick, but he's got to protect himself. And the whole point is you want him to be the best representation of himself, but also the best representation for your company and your title. Don't you want a guy? Bill Goldberg whooped people ass. Stone Cold whooped ass.